Welcome back to The Explainer. All right, let's just dive right into this because today we are going to completely shatter a paradigm about one of the most universally beloved TV shows of all time. Before you even think about the one who sang about a smelly cat, we're going to look at a character you probably thought you had completely figured out and basically question everything you assumed about them. Seriously, we're talking about a massive shift in perspective regarding the absolute quirkiest, most eccentric member of this famous friend group. So, make a mental guess right now. Who is the wisest character in Friends? I mean, most of us instantly gravitate toward the characters with the most formal education, right? Or the grandest ambitions. We think, well, it can't be Rachel, who spent years just trying to find herself. We definitely rule out Chandler, who mostly uses sarcastic observations as a defense mechanism. We cross off Monica with her endless planning and anxiety. And we might even pause on Ross, kind of thinking his degrees make him the smartest. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong this whole time? Section 1. The unexpected wise one. Okay, think about this. What if the character that literally everyone dismissed as the quote-unquote weird one actually understood life better than anyone else in that coffee shop? See, we're totally conditioned to associate traditional success markers with wisdom. Ross's PhD, Monica's career as a head chef, Rachel climbing the corporate ladder, Chandler's fancy executive title. But Phoebe's background? It is entirely different. She survived on the streets, she lived in a burnt-out Buick LeSabre, and occasionally mugged people for a living. On paper, she is absolutely the least likely candidate for wisdom. And that brings us to a really crucial redefinition. Real wisdom isn't always about knowing more facts or holding some prestigious degree. True wisdom, it's about understanding people, deeply understanding yourself, and having a really firm grasp on what actually matters in life. When we shift our focus away from academic intelligence and look at this kind of profound emotional intelligence, Phoebe consistently and completely blows us away. Section 2. Adapting instead of chasing. You see, a massive part of emotional intelligence is how we navigate our desires and our setbacks. And honestly, the rest of the group is just on an endless treadmill. Ross perpetually chases relationships. Rachel chases professional success. Monica tirelessly chases perfection. Chandler chases validation, and Joey chases fame. They spend almost the entire series desperately running after these external goals. And what happens? They're constantly stressed out, constantly anxious, and constantly unfulfilled when things don't go exactly to plan. The crucial point here is simply this. You really don't need to control everything to be happy. Phoebe already understands this, while her friends basically spend their entire adult lives trying to learn it. While the others are constantly stressing over specific outcomes and micromanaging their futures, Phoebe just gracefully changes with the tide. Like, think about when she gets fired from her massage job. She doesn't have a massive existential crisis like Chandler or Monica would. She seamlessly pivots, takes it completely in stride, and just keeps on moving. And that ability to move forward, that isn't ignorance. It's resilience. It's the capacity to adapt, recover, and move forward when life changes or plans inevitably fail. Phoebe embodies this completely. Honestly, her undeniable resilience is one of the absolute clearest, most measurable signs of her hidden wisdom. Section 3. Telling the uncomfortable truth. Now, wisdom isn't just about how you handle yourself. It's also about how you interact with the world around you. Let's be real. The rest of the group can actually be pretty exhausting to watch sometimes because they constantly hide behind social rules, avoid uncomfortable conversations, and keep this tangled web of secrets. Phoebe does the exact opposite. Just think about her iconic response to a group invitation. I wish I could, but I don't want to. I mean, she is just unapologetically honest. Yes, sometimes it makes things super awkward, and sure, sometimes it's played for laughs, but it actually serves a really vital purpose. It reveals the truths literally nobody else wants to acknowledge. She points out relationship flaws way before they explode, and she notices the emotional tension that everyone else is pretending just doesn't exist. In so many ways, Phoebe acts like the child in the famous story, The Emperor Has No Clothes. Everyone else in the room is faking it, pretending everything is totally fine just to maintain polite society. Phoebe just cuts right through all that noise and simply states the obvious truth. And surprisingly often, she is exactly right. Section 4. Perspective born from hardship. So, where does this incredible clarity come from? Well, look at how the rest of the group handles failure. They treat completely run-of-the-mill, everyday failures like total catastrophes. Ross completely falls apart after breakups. Monica becomes highly obsessive when a minor detail goes wrong. Rachel absolutely panics over her uncertain future. But Phoebe, She completely avoids this panic. She maintains perspective. Why? Because she has already experienced genuine, life-threatening hardship. This isn't just some quirky character trait, it is a highly evolved coping mechanism, backed by clinical observation. Psychologists actually note that people who survive difficult experiences often develop a much stronger sense of perspective. They learn how to separate the truly catastrophic problems from, just minor inconveniences. Phoebe doesn't panic over a bad date or a burnt dinner because she deeply knows life is way bigger than any single disappointment. Her worldview is firmly grounded in incredible emotional strength. Section 5. The Science of Authenticity. And this brings us right to true authenticity, remaining unapologetically oneself, without trying to fit into some pre-packaged mold. Think about how she runs through the park with Rachel, arms flailing everywhere, completely unbothered by what anybody else thinks. Throughout the entire series, Phoebe absolutely refuses to change her personality just to match the people around her. She doesn't desperately seek approval from wealthy parents or high society bosses. She accepts a really profound truth. Some people simply aren't going to understand her, and she is completely okay with that. The incredible irony here is that modern psychology experts consistently link this exact type of authenticity with higher well-being and stronger self-esteem. Experts literally write entire books trying to teach people how to stop pleasing others and just start living authentically. Phoebe has naturally practiced this from day one. She figured out years ago what the rest of us are currently paying therapists a lot of money to learn. Because of her brilliantly untethered worldview, she essentially becomes an anchor for the group. Wisdom isn't just knowing all the answers. It's about helping others see completely new possibilities, like when she rescues Ross and Rachel's entire relationship by simply explaining the concept of lobsters, that they are destined to mate for life. Whenever the group is trapped in this exhausting spiral of neurotic overthinking, Phoebe steps in with a completely different angle that helps them see way beyond their own rigid assumptions. Section 6. Happiness and true wisdom. If we want ultimate proof of her wisdom, we really just need to look at who is actually the most at peace, who seems the most content throughout the show's run. It's rarely Ross, Monica, or Rachel who are perpetually agonizing over what comes next. Phoebe almost always appears entirely content with the present moment, because true happiness comes from learning to appreciate what you already have. She doesn't measure her human worth by status or income or achievements. Ancient philosophers spent centuries teaching exactly this concept, and Phoebe just lives it, completely naturally. It all boils down to this perfectly profound idea. Intelligence helps you solve problems. Wisdom helps you understand which problems are worth solving. The rest of the group? Sure, they might have the traditional intelligence to solve career puzzles or academic problems, but they waste years agonizing over things that just do not matter in the long run. Phoebe has the deeper wisdom to know what is actually worth her energy. So the next time you sit down to watch the show, don't just laugh off her eccentricity. Really think about it. Beneath all the weirdness, who do you think was actually the wisest? Did this explainer completely change your mind? I would love to know your thoughts on this, because peeling back the layers of these characters reveals so much more than just a 90s sitcom. It reveals some genuinely incredible lessons about life itself. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and hey, keep questioning what you think you know.